5 fruits you should eat to prevent nighttime urination. And 5 you should avoid senior health tips. Waking up in the dead of night, not from a terrifying nightmare or a startling sound, but from that familiar, deeply frustrating internal nudge. The house is silent, the world is asleep, but your body is insisting it's time to go. You've diligently tried drinking less water, cutting yourself off hours before bed, enduring a dry throat as you try to drift off, only to find your precious, restorative sleep shattered once again. What if the solution isn't about restriction, but about embracing a simple, delicious fruit you eat before bed? A key to finally locking the door on those nighttime interruptions and unlocking a full night of uninterrupted rest. Stay with me, because this isn't just another list of sleep tips. By the end of this video, I'm going to reveal not just which specific fruits are your most powerful sleep allies, but the one crucial timing trick that activates their benefits and makes all the difference. Understanding this simple yet profound secret is the key to finally reclaiming your nights from the tyranny of the full bladder. This journey is not merely about accumulating information, it's about a fundamental transformation in how you approach sleep, and it begins right now. Fluid fallacy. So many of us who struggle with nighttime waking have been told the exact same thing over and over again by well-meaning friends, family, and even healthcare professionals. It seems so perfectly logical, doesn't it? If you have to get up to use the restroom at night, the problem must be that you're drinking too much liquid before bed. The solution, therefore, appears to be an exercise in willpower. Simply stop drinking water after dinner. You might try to cut yourself off at 7 or even 6 in the evening, bravely enduring a dry mouth and a persistent, nagging thirst as you toss and turn, trying to drift off to sleep. But for so many of us, the problem stubbornly continues. You still wake up at 1, 2, or 3 in the morning, your eyes snapping open in the darkness. That frustrating walk to the bathroom, often in the cold, feels like a daily or rather nightly admission of defeat. This is precisely what I call the fluid fallacy. It's the deeply ingrained, culturally reinforced belief that the sheer volume of what you drink is the only or even the most important factor at play in this nightly drama. It's a myth that has led countless tired people down a path of thirst and frustration. The truth, which can be so incredibly liberating to finally understand, is far more nuanced, more elegant, and thankfully, far easier to manage. The issue is very often not about the amount of water you consume in the evening, but about your body's intricate ability to manage and regulate that water. Think of it this way: your body isn't just a simple passive bucket that you fill up and that overflows when it's full. It's an incredibly complex and intelligent system of cellular hydration, a sophisticated network of trillions of cells, each with its own needs. Your goal isn't just to pour water into the top of the system, it's to ensure that water gets absorbed into your cells where it's desperately needed for countless biological processes. It's about helping your body hold onto that hydration correctly and efficiently overnight, so your kidneys aren't working overtime, flushing out precious resources, while your brain is supposed to be deep in the restorative cycles of sleep. The problem isn't the water itself, it's the body's communication system that has gone slightly haywire. When you simply restrict water, you can inadvertently and paradoxically make the problem even worse. Your body, sensing a state of impending dehydration, can begin to release stress hormones like cortisol. This chemical alert system can lead to a more shallow, anxious, and fragmented sleep, making you more likely to wake up from the slightest disturbance. Furthermore, when your body is dehydrated, your urine inevitably becomes more concentrated. This highly concentrated urine can actually be more irritating to the delicate lining of the bladder, paradoxically making you feel the urge to go more frequently, even with a much smaller volume. It becomes a truly frustrating and self-defeating cycle. You drink less to avoid waking up, but the resulting dehydration and irritatingly concentrated urine can still send you on that all-too-familiar trip to the bathroom. You end up not only tired from the interrupted sleep, but also thirsty from the fluid restriction. It's a truly miserable combination that can leave you feeling depleted and hopeless about ever getting a good night's rest. The real culprit here, the ghost in the machine, is a breakdown in your body's sophisticated water regulation system. It's fundamentally a signaling issue. Your body isn't getting the right chemical message to hold onto its fluid reserves during the night. The hormone primarily responsible for this crucial nighttime message is called the antidiuretic hormone, or ADH. Its very name tells you its job: to work against diuresis, the production of urine. It signals to your kidneys to conserve water, reabsorb it back into the body, and produce less urine. Normally, as darkness falls, your brain naturally increases its production of ADH. This is the body's ancient, built-in mechanism for allowing us to sleep for a long, uninterrupted stretch without dehydration or a full bladder. But if this finely tuned system isn't working optimally due to stress, age, or nutritional deficiencies, your kidneys keep filtering fluid at a daytime pace. Your bladder fills up much faster than it should, and your internal alarm clock goes off at 2 a.m., shattering your precious sleep cycle. So, the empowering question we need to start asking is not, how can I drink less? But rather, how can I help my body use the water I drink more effectively? How can we naturally and gently support that nightly rise in ADH? How can we ensure that the water we consume actually gets where it needs to go, deep into our trillions of cells, instead of just passing straight through our system and into the bladder? This profound shift in perspective is the first and most important step towards solving this pervasive problem. It's not about deprivation, it's about providing your body with the right tools. And as you're about to see, some of the most powerful tools are not found in the medicine cabinet, but right in your fruit bowl. We need to start thinking about hydration on a much deeper, more intelligent level. It's not just about the quantity of H2O. True, effective hydration is about the delicate, dynamic balance of fluids and electrolytes. These charged minerals, like sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium, are the unsung gatekeepers of our cellular health. They are the ones who unlock the doors to your cells and quite literally tell the water where to go and where to stay. Without a sufficient supply of these electrolytes, water becomes a transient visitor, passing through your system without ever truly quenching your body's thirst on a deep cellular level. This is precisely why a person can drink gallons of plain water and still exhibit signs of dehydration, or in this specific case, still have their sleep constantly disrupted by a full bladder. The water is present in the system, but it's not being properly utilized and retained where it matters most. It's a classic case of having a key, but not knowing which lock to put it in, or worse, not having the right key at all. The electrolytes are that missing key. This brings us to the very core of the issue and why the old advice fails so many. The conventional wisdom has led us down a barren path of restriction, which often fails because it completely ignores the underlying biological mechanism. It's a simplistic, one-dimensional solution to a complex, multifaceted problem. But by arming ourselves with a clear understanding of cellular hydration and the key hormones that govern our nightly fluid balance, we can begin to see a new, more effective way forward. A way that involves nourishing our bodies, not depriving them. A way that works in harmony with our natural rhythms, not in opposition to them. The fluid fallacy is the misguided idea that less is more. The truth is that smarter is more, and we're about to explore exactly what that means. Mineral magic. Now that we've carefully dismantled the flawed logic of the fluid fallacy, let's build a new, stronger foundation of understanding. This foundation is built upon something you've almost certainly heard of, but may not have directly connected to the quality of your sleep: electrolytes. When we hear that word, our minds might jump to neon-colored sports drinks or rehydrating after a nasty bout of the flu. But these powerful, electrically charged minerals are the true unsung heroes of our daily, and most importantly, our nightly biological functions. They are the magic that transforms plain, simple water into a life-sustaining, sleep-protecting elixir. In the story of reclaiming our nights, two of these minerals emerge as the main characters: potassium and magnesium. These aren't just abstract elements on a periodic table you memorized in high school. They are the master regulators of fluid, nerve, and muscle function within your body. Understanding their roles is like finding the instruction manual you never knew you were missing. Let's begin with potassium, the ultimate diplomat for your body's water. Inside every single one of your trillions of cells, a delicate and continuous dance is taking place. This dance is between sodium and potassium. It's a mechanism so fundamental to life that it's known as the sodium-potassium pump, and it's one of the most critical and energy-intensive processes in our entire biology. It's responsible for everything from nerve impulses to muscle contractions, and most importantly for our purposes, maintaining perfect fluid balance. In very simple terms, sodium tends to draw water outside of your cells, while potassium helps to pull water inside your cells and, crucially, keep it there. When this sodium-potassium balance is just right, your body exists in a beautiful state of equilibrium known as homeostasis. Your cells are perfectly plump, hydrated, and happy, and all your systems are running with quiet efficiency. However, when you are low in potassium, a common issue in modern diets, this delicate balance gets thrown completely off kilter. Your body has a much harder time holding onto water within the cells where it's needed. This means there's more free fluid floating around in your bloodstream and extracellular space. This excess fluid is then sent directly to your diligent kidneys to be processed and filtered out. Your kidneys, simply doing the job they are designed to do, turn this excess fluid into urine. So a chronic lack of dietary potassium can directly lead to your body flushing out water that it should be carefully retaining for use during the long overnight fast. It's not that you drank too much water, it's that you didn't have enough potassium on board to tell that water where to go and where to stay. By ensuring you have adequate potassium in your system before bed, you are essentially giving your body the clear, correct instructions it needs to hydrate your cells properly and keep fluid levels stable all through the night. Then we have the magnificent, multitasking mineral, magnesium. Magnesium is often affectionately called the relaxation mineral, and for a multitude of very good reasons. It is a critical cofactor in over 300 essential enzymatic reactions in the body, a huge number of which are directly related to achieving states of deep sleep and tranquility. Firstly, magnesium has a profound calming effect on the entire central nervous system. It helps to regulate key neurotransmitters that promote a sense of calm and well-being, like GABA, and it can help to suppress the production of excitatory stress hormones like cortisol. High cortisol levels at night are a surefire recipe for a night of fragmented, restless, and unsatisfying sleep. So right off the bat, before we even talk about fluid, magnesium is helping to create a more serene and peaceful internal environment that is highly conducive to deep, restorative rest. It helps to quiet the mental chatter and ease the physical tension that so many of us carry into our beds at night. But magnesium's magic doesn't stop there. It also plays a direct and vital role in muscle function. This includes the smooth muscles that make up the wall of your bladder. A deficiency in magnesium can contribute to muscle spasms, tension, and cramping. While we often think of this in our legs or back, this same tension can affect the bladder wall, potentially leading to what doctors call an irritable or overactive bladder, one that signals the urge to go even when it isn't completely full. By ensuring your magnesium levels are optimal, you support smooth muscle relaxation throughout your entire body, including the very organ that's been waking you up. Furthermore, a growing body of research suggests that magnesium helps to support the natural nighttime production of that all-important antidiuretic hormone, ADH, we talked about earlier. So, magnesium delivers a powerful 1-2 punch for sleep. It calms your anxious mind and relaxes your tense body, all while potentially helping your system to naturally conserve water overnight. It's a truly remarkable ally. So you see, the ultimate solution isn't about taking something away, like water. It's about adding something essential back in. It's about consciously providing your body with the fundamental raw materials it needs to perform its job correctly. Potassium and magnesium are not foreign drugs. They are essential nutrients that our modern, often over-processed diets are frequently lacking. We've become so focused on macronutrients like carbs, proteins, and fats that we sometimes forget these fundamental mineral building blocks of our health. By consciously incorporating foods rich in these specific minerals, especially in the hours leading up to bed, we are doing more than just eating. We are engaging in a form of strategic biological communication. We are sending a clear, unambiguous signal to our cells, our kidneys, our muscles, and our nervous system. It's nighttime. The day is done. It's time to hold on to our resources, to relax deeply, and to engage in profound, restorative rest. This represents a profound and empowering shift in thinking. It moves the entire conversation from one of desperately managing a frustrating nuisance to one of actively and joyfully promoting holistic wellness. You're no longer fighting a losing battle against your body's urges. You are working in perfect, intelligent harmony with its intricate needs. This is what true holistic health looks like. It's understanding the why behind the what. The why is that your body needs specific minerals to regulate fluid and calm itself for sleep. The what, as we are about to discover, is a wonderful and delicious selection of natural foods that can provide these minerals in the perfect, nature-designed package. The magic isn't a trick, it's just brilliant biology. Sleep allies. Now we arrive at the most practical, delicious, and empowering part of our entire journey. We've thoroughly explored the problem of the fluid fallacy and uncovered the underlying mineral-based solution. Now, let's turn our attention to the specific foods that can become your greatest and most trusted allies in this quest for uninterrupted sleep. We're looking for fruits that are not only packed with the potassium and magnesium we need, but also possess other unique sleep-promoting properties. These are your new evening companions, the gentle, nourishing foods that will help your body rest, repair, and recharge. Think of them as nature's perfectly crafted sleeping pills, but without any of the grogginess or side effects. They are a pleasure to eat and a gift to your body. Our first and perhaps most famously effective sleep ally is the humble everyday banana. Bananas are renowned for being a fantastic source of potassium, which, as we now know with certainty, is absolutely crucial for helping your body maintain that ideal intracellular fluid balance all through the night. A single medium-sized banana provides a significant portion of your daily potassium needs, making it a perfect, easy evening snack to help your system hold onto water correctly and prevent your kidneys from going into overdrive. But the incredible benefits of the banana don't stop there. They are also a good source of magnesium, our celebrated relaxation mineral, which helps to calm the nervous system, release muscle tension, and ease you into a state of deep restfulness. As if that weren't enough, bananas contain a special amino acid called tryptophan. Your body brilliantly uses tryptophan to produce serotonin, a key neurotransmitter that promotes feelings of well-being, calm, and relaxation. This serotonin is then converted by the brain into melatonin, the primary hormone that governs your sleep-wake cycle. So, with a single creamy banana, you are getting a powerful 3-in-1 benefit: fluid regulation, muscle relaxation, and a direct precursor to your body's own natural sleep hormone. Next up in our curated list of sleep allies are dried apricots. While many fresh fruits contain a good amount of potassium, dried fruits often have it in a much more concentrated form, meaning you can get a significant dose in a very small serving. A small handful of chewy, sweet dried apricots can deliver a powerful punch of potassium, making them an excellent and convenient choice for our specific goal. They are sweet, deeply satisfying, and easy to keep in the pantry for a quick and effective evening ritual. When you choose apricots, you are giving your body that essential mineral key it needs to prevent the kidneys from working overtime while you sleep. They are a simple, potent, and delicious tool for proper hydration management. Just be mindful of the sugar content and keep the portion size reasonable. A small handful of 5 or 6 apricots is all you need to reap the benefits without spiking your blood sugar right before bed, which can itself interfere with sleep quality. The goal is to provide targeted nutrients, not to burden your digestive system with a large, sugary load. Now, let's talk about a true undisputed superstar of the sleep world: tart cherries. You can typically find them as a 100% pure juice. Be sure to get the unsweetened kind with no added sugar, or in dried or frozen form. Tart cherries are a good source of minerals like potassium, but their real unique claim to fame is that they are one of the very few natural food sources of melatonin. This isn't just a precursor like the tryptophan in bananas. This is the actual ready-to-use sleep hormone itself. Consuming tart cherries in the evening can directly and naturally boost your body's circulating melatonin levels, sending a powerful and unambiguous signal to your brain that it is time to wind down, lower your core temperature, and prepare for deep sleep. This makes their benefit twofold. They assist with the fluid regulation aspect through their mineral content, and they directly promote sleepiness through their melatonin content. This incredible dual action makes them an exceptionally effective ally for anyone who not only wakes up to use the restroom, but also struggles with the initial process of falling asleep. Finally, let's not overlook the fuzzy green powerhouse, the kiwi fruit. This fruit is a true nutritional marvel, small but mighty. Kiwis are exceptionally rich in antioxidants like vitamin C and, importantly for our purposes, have been strongly linked to the production of serotonin. As we mentioned with bananas, serotonin is a feel-good neurotransmitter that also serves as the essential building block for making melatonin. Scientific studies have shown that consuming kiwis an hour or so before bed can improve sleep onset, how fast you fall asleep, sleep duration, and overall sleep efficiency. They are also a decent source of both potassium and magnesium, ticking all of our mineral boxes. Their unique combination of vitamins, antioxidants, and compounds that support sleep-regulating neurotransmitters makes them a wonderful and refreshing addition to your evening routine. Eating 1 or 2 kiwis can be a light, hydrating, and surprisingly effective way to prepare your body and mind for a night of deep, uninterrupted rest. These fruits are so much more than just simple snacks. They are functional foods. They are your partners in health. By choosing a small banana, a handful of dried apricots, a splash of pure tart cherry juice, or a couple of kiwis in the evening, you are making a conscious, highly strategic choice to support your body's natural and essential sleep processes. You are addressing the root cause of the problem, the mineral imbalance and hormonal dysregulation, in the most natural, gentle, and nourishing way possible. This is about creating a beautiful ritual of wellness. It's a small, simple act of self-care that can pay enormous dividends in the quality of your daily life. Because when you sleep well, you live well. These allies are your first delicious step on that path. Nightly nuisance. Just as it's absolutely crucial to know which foods to invite into your evening routine as allies, it's equally, if not more, important to know which ones to politely decline. Not all fruits are created equal when it comes to preparing the body for sleep. Some, while incredibly healthy and wonderful to eat at other times of the day, can become a veritable nightly nuisance, actively working against your primary goal of a peaceful, uninterrupted slumber. These are the foods that can quietly sabotage all your best efforts, even if you're doing everything else right. Understanding who these culprits are is an essential key to building a truly effective and foolproof sleep strategy. The primary characteristic of a sleep-sabotaging fruit is a very high water content, often combined with natural diuretic properties. As a quick reminder, a diuretic is any substance that promotes diuresis, which is simply the increased production of urine by the kidneys. While the mineral-rich fruits we just discussed help your body hold water within the cells where it belongs, these nuisance fruits do the exact opposite. They encourage your kidneys to actively flush fluid out of your system, filling your bladder in the process. Consuming these fruits too close to bedtime is like pre-programming your body for a mandatory midnight bathroom run. You are essentially flooding your system with a large volume of liquid that it has no choice but to process and expel in just a few hours' time, right when you should be in your deepest, most restorative sleep stages. The most famous and perhaps most obvious example of this is the glorious watermelon. Its name truly says it all. Watermelon is over 90% water, and it also contains compounds that can have a mild diuretic effect on the body. It's an absolutely fantastic and refreshing fruit for hydrating on a hot summer afternoon at a picnic, but it is unequivocally one of the worst possible choices for a late-night snack. Eating even a few slices of watermelon before bed is the functional equivalent of drinking a large glass of water, and it will almost certainly lead to a full bladder, waking you from your slumber. The very same logic applies to other members of the melon family, like cantaloupe and honeydew. They are delicious, packed with vitamins, and wonderfully hydrating, but their extremely high water content makes them a poor choice for the evening hours. It's best to save these juicy delights for earlier in the day. Another category of fruits to be cautious with in the evening is citrus. Oranges, grapefruits, and even pineapples are not only very high in water, but they can also be quite acidic. For some individuals, this high level of acidity can be irritating to the bladder lining, creating a sensation of urgency and a frequent need to go, even when the bladder isn't particularly full. Furthermore, their high liquid volume contributes directly to the very problem we are trying so diligently to solve. While a glass of fresh orange juice at breakfast is a classic morning ritual for a reason, having one in the evening is simply asking for trouble. It's pure liquid, often with a high concentration of sugar that will pass through your system with incredible rapidity. It's wisest to enjoy these bright, zesty, and acidic fruits much earlier in the day when your body can easily process the fluid and you're not attempting to achieve 8 hours of uninterrupted rest. Grapes and berries, while not quite as high in water content as watermelon, can also become problematic if they are eaten in large quantities before bed. It's remarkably easy to sit down in front of the television and mindlessly eat a large bowl of crisp, sweet grapes. But in doing so, you are inadvertently consuming a very significant amount of fluid and sugar. A small handful might be perfectly fine, but the large volumes that people often consume can easily tip the scales and lead to that familiar, frustrating nighttime disruption. Being mindful of not just the type of fruit, but also the quantity is a critical part of this entire equation. Moderation is always key, but it's especially vital with these higher water content fruits in the evening. The key takeaway here is not that these fruits are bad for you. They are wonderfully healthy foods, packed with essential vitamins, fiber, and antioxidants. This is not about demonizing any food group or creating fear around eating. It's about context. It's about strategic eating. A food that is a hydration superstar for your active daytime self can become a sleep saboteur for your resting nighttime self. The ultimate goal is to align your food choices with your body's biological goals for that specific time of day. In the morning and afternoon, your goal is energy and hydration for activity. In the evening, your goal is tranquility, repair, and water conservation for sleep. Your food choices should reflect that crucial shift in purpose. By consciously identifying and avoiding these specific nightly nuisances, you are removing a major potential obstacle that could be undermining all of your other positive efforts. You could be diligently eating a potassium-rich banana every night, but if you're following it up with a large bowl of cantaloupe, you are very likely canceling out the benefits and sending your body mixed signals. This is a simple but incredibly powerful act of strategic subtraction. You are clearing the path for your sleep allies to do their important work effectively. This awareness empowers you to make smarter choices, transforming your fruit bowl from a potential minefield into a carefully curated toolkit for better, deeper sleep. Timing trick. We have now clearly identified our trusted sleep allies and our disruptive nightly nuisances. We understand the profound power of minerals like potassium and magnesium to regulate our internal world. But there is one final, crucial piece of this puzzle, and it is arguably the most important element of all. You can eat the perfect mineral-rich foods, but if you get this one thing wrong, you may not see the transformative results you're hoping for. This is the timing trick. It's the simple, elegant golden rule that ties everything we've discussed together into a cohesive, effective strategy. The rule is simple and beautifully effective. Establish a firm and consistent cutoff time for all food and all significant liquids, ideally 2 to 3 hours before you intend to be asleep. This isn't an arbitrary number plucked from thin air. It's a window of time based on the fundamental ancient rhythms of your body's digestive, metabolic, and hormonal systems. Honoring this window is paramount. Let's break down exactly why this 2-3 hour window is so physiologically critical. The moment you eat or drink anything, you initiate a whole cascade of complex biological processes. Your digestive system, which has been resting, has to power up and get to work. It needs to secrete enzymes, churn muscles, and absorb nutrients. This process requires a significant amount of energy and diverts blood flow to your stomach and intestines. If you are trying to go to sleep while your digestive system is still in this high gear, active state, you are sending your body profoundly conflicting messages. Sleep requires your body to enter a rest and digest state, but that common phrase is a bit misleading. The rest part is for your brain, your skeletal muscles, and your conscious mind. But if you've just eaten a meal, the digest part is an active, energy-consuming process. This internal activity can actually raise your core body temperature slightly, which is the exact opposite of what needs to happen to initiate sleep. To fall asleep and stay asleep, your core body temperature needs to drop. Eating late at night works directly against this fundamental biological trigger for sleep. Giving yourself that 2 to 3 hour buffer allows your digestive system to do the bulk of its heavy lifting before you ask your body to shift into deep sleep mode. It allows the vital minerals from that banana or handful of apricots to be fully absorbed from your gut and get into your bloodstream, where they can start performing their magic on your cellular fluid balance. It also gives your body precious time to process the natural sugars present in the fruit, so that your blood sugar levels can stabilize long before you lie down. Eating too close to bedtime can cause a rapid spike in blood sugar and a subsequent release of the hormone insulin to manage it. This can sometimes lead to a reactive blood sugar crash a few hours later in the middle of the night. This sudden drop in blood glucose is a known physiological stressor that can cause your body to release stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol to bring it back up. This hormonal surge is what can jolt you awake with a racing heart, feeling anxious and alert for no apparent reason. That 2 to 3 hour window is your best insurance policy against this disruptive hormonal roller coaster. This essential timing trick also applies to liquids, even plain water. While you certainly don't want to go to bed feeling thirsty, chugging a large glass of water right before you turn out the light is simply not a good strategy for uninterrupted sleep. Instead, the focus should be on being well hydrated throughout the entire day. Then, begin to taper your fluid intake as the evening progresses. That 2 to 3 hour cutoff should apply to large drinks as well. If you feel thirsty within that pre-sleep window, it's perfectly fine and recommended to take small sips of water to wet your mouth, but avoid drinking a full glass. This gives your kidneys ample time to process that last bit of fluid before you fall asleep, ensuring your bladder is as empty as possible when your head finally hits the pillow. Think of this golden rule as creating a clear and sacred boundary between your day self and your night self. Your day self is for fueling, working, creating, and activity. Your night self is for resting, repairing, detoxifying, and regenerating. The 2-3 hour window is the vital transition period between these two states. It's the gentle off-ramp from the highway of your day. By honoring this transition, you are working in beautiful harmony with your circadian rhythm, the master internal 24-hour clock that governs nearly all of your bodily functions, including and especially sleep. When you eat late at night, you are essentially confusing this internal clock, telling your body that it's still daytime and time for activity, right when it should be preparing for its most important shutdown and repair sequence. This is not about creating rigid, stressful, or joyless rules. It's about creating a peaceful, predictable, and calming evening ritual. Your body and your brain thrive on predictability. When you consistently follow this timing trick, your body learns the new, healthier rhythm. It learns that after a certain hour, the kitchen is closed and the time for winding down has officially begun. This can have a powerful psychological effect as well. It becomes a non-verbal signal to your brain that the day's work and worries are over, helping you to mentally disengage and prepare for genuine rest. It's a simple, non-negotiable act of self-respect. You are respecting your body's profound need for a clear transition into its most important restorative phase. So, I encourage you to take this golden rule and make it your own. Set a gentle alarm on your phone if you need a reminder. Let it be a friendly chime that signals you are now entering your sacred sleep preparation window. Use that precious time for deeply relaxing activities, reading a physical book, listening to calm music, doing some light stretching, meditating, or connecting with a loved one. Let this timing trick be the stable anchor of your evening. It is the essential framework that allows all the other strategies, the mineral-rich foods, the avoidance of diuretics, to work to their absolute full potential. It is the final, crucial step in reclaiming your nights and waking up feeling truly, deeply refreshed and restored. Imagine it, waking up slowly, peacefully, to the gentle light of the morning sun filtering through your window, not to the urgent, nagging call of your bladder. This isn't a distant, unattainable dream. It's a very real and achievable possibility. It's not about complex medical regimens or harsh, unsustainable restrictions. It's about reclaiming your fundamental right to rest through simple, intelligent, and nourishing choices. These food swaps and this single timing trick are your first, most powerful steps toward a new reality of peaceful nights and energized, vibrant days. For so long, you may have felt like a victim of your own body, frustrated and exhausted by a nightly cycle you felt you couldn't control. But now you have the knowledge. You understand the beautiful, intricate dance of minerals, hormones, and timing that governs your sleep. You are no longer in the dark, literally or figuratively. You are empowered with the science and the strategy to make a real change. You deserve to sleep soundly through the night. You deserve to wake up feeling whole, rested, and ready for the day ahead. These small changes can, and they will, make a world of difference. Your peaceful nights are waiting for you.